Victims and heroes of the Manchester attack identified. In the aftermath of the horrific Manchester bombing, 2 homeless men who selflessly helped victims have been hailed heroes. Chris Parker was panhandling near the venue when he was knocked to the ground by the force of the blast. Instead of running for safety, he helped a little girl who had lost her legs and comforted a dying woman. Steve Jones witnessed bloodied children crying and screaming. He pulled nails out of their arms and faces, claiming instinct pushed him to help. Sadly, despite the efforts of Parker Jones and many others, 22 people lost their lives. So far, only 16 have been identified. The first named victim was 18-year-old Georgina Callander, an Ariana Grande superfan who studied health at Runshaw College. 8-year-old Safi Rose Rousseau was the youngest victim. She was at the concert with her mom and older sister, both of whom are in the hospital for shrapnel injuries. Young couple Chloe Rutherford and Liam Curry were among those confirmed dead, along with teens Nell Jones, Olivia Campbell, and Sorrell Leczkowski. Michelle Kiss had been there with her daughter and a friend at the concert, and while the 2 girls survived, the 45-year-old mom never made it out alive. Some of those who died were parents waiting to pick up their kids, including Allison Howe, Lisa Lees, Jane Tweedle-Taylor, and Polish couple Marcin and Angelika Klis. Kelly Brewster died while shielding her young niece from the blast. She leaves behind a daughter and boyfriend. Other victims include dancer John Atkinson, PR manager Martin Hett, and an unnamed female police officer. Thousands took to the streets on Tuesday for a vigil honoring the victims, as many others around the world expressed their deepest condolences. Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews. Here's what's been reported so far about the terror attack in Manchester.
At least 19 people dead in explosion at Ariana Grande's concert. At least 19 people were killed by an explosion that went off at the end of American pop singer Ariana Grande's concert in Manchester yesterday. An explosion went off at around 10:30 p.m. at Manchester Arena on Monday night. The blast took place as people were leaving the venue. A single explosion reportedly struck the foyer opposite the Manchester Victoria Transit Station. Reports say a nail bomb was used in the attack. More than 50 people were injured in the blast, including many teenage girls who were at the concert. UK authorities are treating the attack as a possible terrorist incident. Panicked family members and friends were reportedly flooding social media with pleas for information regarding their children and loved ones moments after the blast. Police suspect Manchester bomb was a terror attack. At least 22 people died and scores more were injured in an explosion at a concert in Manchester. Authorities said they're treating the blast as a terror attack until they had further information. A capacity crowd of 21,000 people were at the Manchester Arena on Monday night for an Ariana Grande concert. As the show was finishing, there was an explosion in the foyer of the arena. Some witnesses said the attack appeared to be carried out with a nail bomb. The blast sparked panic inside the arena as thousands of people ran for the exits. At least 22 people were killed and 59 injured. Many of the wounded were reportedly trampled as they ran from the venue. U.S. officials told Reuters that the attack was possibly the work of a suicide bomber. However, British police have yet to confirm what caused the blast, and no group has claimed responsibility for the attack. 22-year-old SALMAN ABEDI named suicide bomber in Manchester attack. The terror threat level in the UK was raised to its highest level on Tuesday after officials named a 22-year-old British citizen as the perpetrator behind the deadly Manchester Arena explosion. The suicide bomber has been identified as 22-year-old British citizen SALMAN ABEDI. His family is believed to be of Libyan origin, and he has at least 3 siblings, all born in England. Local reports say ABEDI had visited Libya 3 weeks ago and only returned to Manchester recently. ABEDI was registered as living at an address on Ellesmere Road, which is less than 4 miles from Manchester Arena. Armed police carried out a controlled explosion to gain entry to the home. A 23-year-old man was also arrested in Chorlton, South Manchester, in connection with the attack. Military personnel will be deployed to protect major sites as authorities believe further attacks may be imminent.
Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews.
How did SALMAN ABEDI pull off his attack? The UK is reeling after a British-born college student carried out a horrific attack in Manchester. Ariana Grande concertgoers were filing out of Manchester Arena Monday night when an explosion rocked the venue. 22-year-old suicide bomber SALMAN ABEDI had detonated what appeared to be a nail bomb in the foyer, killing 22 and injuring dozens more. Bombings require preparation, planning, and expertise, which not all jihadists possess. The UK hasn't seen a bombing since 2005, with recent perpetrators instead having used knives or vehicles to carry out their attacks. Officials are now investigating how ABEDI did it. One possibility is that he was taught how to make the bomb by someone tied to ISIS or Al-Qaeda, who reportedly traveled to Libya as recently as 3 weeks ago and may have learned there. Another scenario is that ABEDI acted alone, somehow teaching himself bomb-making techniques and building his device in complete secrecy. This is unlikely, however, given that the task requires engineering skill. ISIS has also claimed responsibility for the attack, though their involvement has yet to be confirmed. The third possibility is that ABEDI was simply given the explosive, which points to the presence of a skilled bomb maker in the UK and the threat of another attack. British Prime Minister Theresa May has raised the threat level to the maximum level of critical. Authorities are continuing to investigate the attacker and his explosive as they attempt to figure out if he was part of a cell and if they are planning to strike again.